welcome to our second episode of Behind the Sofa.
Hello, I'm D. Cool.
And I'm Lewis Moon. What's been going on in the Hooniverse recently, Dan?
Depends when you're watching this.
Yes.
If you're watching it now, well, things are beginning to get quite exciting, aren't they?
Stephen Moffat's won an OBE, hasn't he?
He has indeed.
Yeah. And also, we think we've got the date for Series 9.
When is it?
Well, you'll have to watch Doctor Who Time and Space.
Which is the weekly podcast that we both do.
Yeah.
Together. So, what are we talking about today?
Well, first of all, if you didn't watch last week's show, should we explain what Behind the Sofa is? Well, Behind the Sofa is a show where we look at different randomizer episodes and we review them, and also we have some fun games and stuff as well.
And just to clarify, the randomizer is our little it's an Excel spreadsheet that we've got, which has got every single episode of Doctor Who from the first one, the most recent, all stored together. We press a magic button, which is a macro-y thing, and basically it would select an episode for us to watch, as if by magic, and then we talk about it for your enjoyment.
Yeah. So this week we are talking about the fourth Doctor story, the Leisure Hive. So it's another fourth Doctor story.
Which is good, because I love the fourth Doctor.
Yeah. As well as that, today we are going to take a trip into the times of the 1980s in the Tom Baker figure home.
Okay, so should we
and
kick
a
off?
figure review, of course. Sorry to interrupt,
That's
but
all right.
we have a figure review of Peter Capaldi figure.
Okay,
So
should we kick off with the Leisure Hive?
let's start with the Leisure Hive. So should I start with the story?
Yeah, give a brief roundup. What's it about?
So, after a disappointing holiday by the sea, the Doctor and Romana take a trip to Argolis, where they visit the Leisure Hive tourist resort.
Okay. And it all comes flooding back to me.
We had a bit of memory crisis, didn't we, earlier?
We did, because what we should say is that we watched this a few weeks ago, really now, wasn't it?
Well, no, a few months ago.
A few months ago.
We watched this in like November or December time. This was after we watched the Sontaran experiment. See last week's show.
It's amazing, really. I can even remember the thing existed. When you get to my age, the brain stops working. So
You remembered the Sontaran experiment?
I did.
Yeah.
And as soon as we started coming back and watching some clips of this earlier on, I did remember it. So the reason we're a few weeks behind is that we thought it was worth going back through the things that have been selected so far on the randomizer and catching up with them on this show. So we've been talking through some of the randomizer stuff on the Doctor Who Time and Space podcast. So that's further ahead than what we are.
So, yeah, well, we will catch up soon.
We will do.
Well, we'll never actually catch up, like, properly catch up.
We might do.
We may, because...
If we get the War Games as one of them.
Yeah, if we get the War Games, Childhood Time Lord and the Invasion in a row.
Yeah, then we'd catch up and quite quickly. But anyway, on to the meat of the topic, the Leisure Hive. Now, last time we had a number of standard questions that we asked ourselves, and I think we'll probably keep that same format every week.
I think we do the story roundup first.
Okay.
Okay, so
story roundup. We've got a few things we ask ourselves here. First of all, Mr. Moon, what series is this from?
Well, it's from Series 18, the first ever series of the 1980s and the last ever with Tom Baker.
Okay. So, you sort of answered the next question for me then. Who is the Doctor?
Tom Baker.
Who is, of course, the best Doctor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And probably always will be.
Yes.
Companions-wise, who do we have?
It's Romana. Is K9 in this one?
Yes.
Yeah, he is, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the beginning bit.
Yeah. I might come on to that in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Romana. Which of the Romanans is it?
It's Romana.
2.
Yeah.
Romana 2. Okay, was there any other standard questions we asked on that one?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Well, let's go on to the best bit, should we?
The best bits, which is of course the important part of the show. So first up, best baddie.
Okay. I like the Famazi.
Yeah, these are the green fishy skins.
Yeah,
things,
the green, fishy, scaly sort of things.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'd agree with them. Are they in any other episodes of Doctor Who, or are they a one-time?
They were one-off in the actual series. I think they may be in a comic book or something.
Yeah,
Sure.
they were quite good actually, weren't they? I mean, obviously they look how you would expect 1980s stuff to look, which is like a little bit dated and a little bit tacky and a little bit plasticky, but they're still they're alright, aren't they? I quite like them. I quite like them.
They're
Definitely, I'd agree with you. Best baddie.
because they're not the for the first time in Behind the Sofa. They're not the only baddie, really.
No.
There
no,
are other baddies, but they're not really main baddies.
Okay.
They're sort of humanoid bad guys.
Yeah. Okay. I can't remember the other questions. They're written
we've got
in small. In the
Best supportive cast.
best supportive cast. You can do yours first.
I think Pangol. I
Pangol?
don't know who's played by this. Last week I knew the name, Kevin Lindsay,
Yeah.
of that man. It's of this Sontaran. But this time I don't know.
But he was the sort of the other baddie sort of one.
Yeah,
wasn't
he was that's what links both of the questions in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think my favourite was the touristy guy, Rock.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. So in terms of the actual episodes themselves, what do you think was the best bit?
Part, you mean?
Should we do? I was going to ask
No.
bit and part. Should we ask part
I
first?
think part first.
Okay,
Yeah.
part first.
Like we did last week, or the other week, whenever it was. Best individual episode.
Yeah, because 4 parts, isn't it? This one,
Oh.
4-parter. I know mine is.
I think part 2.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think part 2.
Very close with part 4 though.
Yeah. No, I like part 2.
4 was quite good.
The best bits, and I've got 3.
Me
Count
too.
them. 3 best bits for me.
Let's see. So we'll try not to spoil something. Cliffhanger of part 2 was one of mine.
Yeah. Okay.
When the Doctor turns old.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's one of mine as well. I also like. There's a bit where, again, I think it might be from one of the cliffhangers, but I think it might be from part 1, where the Doctor's separated.
Yeah.
And there's loads of bits, like an arm floating around, the head floating
That's
around, all
funny.
separately. That's
Really
quite funny.
tacky effect there.
Yeah.
And my other favourite bit, this is probably my favourite bit in the whole story, is when the K9 goes in the water.
Yeah, it's right at the beginning, isn't it, that bit?
You can watch our next time trailer, and probably 2 of those scenes are in that trailer.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
On
But-
our
but
YouTube channel.
I really like that bit with K9 because it's very slow. It's sort of like it's going to happen. It's so obvious it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. So we've given our sort of rough. Well, perhaps we ought to just talk a little bit about what we thought about the story in general. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
Well, it's my least favourite I've had on the randomizer so far. On our actual randomizers overall, there's 23 stories we've watched.
Yeah.
It's my least favourite.
Okay.
And I think in the Dawn rating, it's 174.
So that's the Doctor Who monthly, yeah. So that's 174 out of.
241.
Okay.
Last week, I think Sontaran Experiment was 140.
Okay.
So that's still at the top of the leaderboard, and the leaderboard's on our website.
So-
Mrs. Moon Adventures.weebly.com.
Okay. Well, actually, let's put up on the screen the leaderboard now for both of us to show where we're at as at present with the two. So you should be able to see the leaderboard about now. If not, we haven't been able to do it.
It would be really embarrassing.
Yeah. If not, this bit will have been cut out.
Would we agree?
Do we agree? Yeah. So at the moment, it looks like we're both in agreement. So we've got Sontaran Experiment, which we were talking about last time, is at the top. Leisure Hive is second. I've got a sneaking feeling Leisure Hive isn't going to stay second, as a few other episodes come in. So it's quite good. I wouldn't say it's as strong as the Doctor Who Monthly poll suggests, personally.
Neither do I.
But as with most Who, it's at worst it's watchable, isn't it? I don't think there's any that are not watchable.
No. Well, there may be people who think there are.
Yeah, there might be, but not for us. So that probably rounds up the Leisure Hive, yeah?
Yes.
So what's next? What's the next clip?
Well, I think we should sit back and have a jelly baby. Okay, get your jelly babies.
Jelly babies.
Get your jelly babies.
Only cheap ones, these ones.
Yeah, but they're very nice. They're very nice. We've got orange ones, Tom Baker. Orange ones.
Yeah.
And next up, we have the Tom Baker figure home, and this shows a bit more about the production of Doctor Who. Roll VT. Thank you all for coming to the Tom Baker figure home for a discussion about the future of the show. Now, there is everyone. Directors, producers, writers, and John Nathan Turner. Yes, but we are not counting him. Anyway, does anyone have any ideas for the future of the show? We could make an episode where the Ice Warriors return. No, too obvious. Anyway, you are not an executive producer, so we do not want to hear from you. Any other ideas? We could make a new regeneration. You are even more random than the person who is called random producer in the script I'm reading. Who wrote the script? It was just these two fans who made it. Oh, not them again. Last week they chose the Sontaran Experiment, and now the Leisure Hive on their randomizer. Strange. Any other ideas? Yes, we could have a story where there are clowns on Psychic Circus, and there is the lead at the circus who keeps rapping, and then there are a family of these bad actors who turn out to be gods. Yes, as it is the 1980s, we could have some tacky script. It could be as cheesy as we want. Well, our most recent script was quite tacky. Yes, I agree. It did have the word tacky mentioned quite a lot. A very scientific episode to start off the 80s. More jelly babies were needed. Well, I think it is about time we got rid of you. Mr. Nathan Turner did say he wanted a younger cast and crew. We have 2 18-year-olds starting next week. Oh, they are going to change Doctor Who. I like the old days where there were Cybermen. They have not been in it for ages. They will be in it when you leave. Why do all the bad things happen when you leave? Please, can I have my last story as a Cyberman one? No, the upcoming schedule is too busy. We need you to do your final scene right now. But I said to Romana that I would be at the Tom Baker figure home today. She'll be fuming. No, but we are closing down the Tom Baker figure home. We need you to leave. Oh, why do I have to do as you say? Stop pretending to cry, wuss. We don't let you boss us around, so we shall do it the other way round. Have a jelly baby, now. Okay, bye. How long does it take to eat a jelly baby? Oh, sorry, we're back on the camera. Nice to see you again.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Now we're going to have a bit of merchandise review. Now last week we reviewed a DVD, and it was a DVD which I recently got, and that was the DVD files, the unit files even, and that started in with Invasion of the Dinosaurs and the Android Invasion, and stop forcing jelly babies in my mouth. Thank you. Anyway, this week got this figure here. Peter Capaldi. I bought this quite a long time ago. I didn't buy it, I received it for Christmas. And this was because I wanted it for the figure adventure purposes mainly. He's got his jacket he wears from Into the Dalek and onwards. Well, there's not really his head.
Do you think it looks like him or not?
Well, I'll go on to that in a minute, but his head, unlike most 3.75 figures, I've noticed that most 3.75 figures, their heads are really weak.
Oh, right.
They always fall off, like my other Peter Capaldi figure.
Yeah.
I know, and also I know it's not a 3.75, but my War Doctor figure's head keeps falling off, so I keep having to put those back on.
But I guess that one's meant to, isn't it? Because that one swaps.
Yeah,
with,
that one does swap.
With the Paul McGann figure.
Yeah, but like other figures swap, like Shara's Jack and stuff, but that doesn't really fall off.
Okay.
And that's the only thing. Going on to does it look like Peter Capaldi? The other one, the Peter Capaldi in Matt Smith costume, looked a lot more like him than this version. But first, when I got this, I didn't think it looked like Peter Capaldi. But now, the more I look at it, it looks more like Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think it looks like Peter Capaldi?
I think it looks more like Peter Capaldi than some of the figures do.
Yeah.
Not that, obviously not all the figures are going to look like Peter Capaldi because not all of them are meant to be him. But it looks more like him than more of a likeness than some characters.
Like the Rose figure.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't remember walking around like that all the time.
I think I should do a figure review on Rose.
I think you probably should.
And
can I just give a very quick review of these jelly babies? They're really tasty.
They are.
They're really tasty.
Do
So I recommend buying these.
Now let's give a review score. I'm gonna rate this figure an 8 out of 10. What would you rate it?
I would say 7 out of 10 because I don't like the small figures so much.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I wish they made... The annoying thing is, on anniversaries, I always put up my figures, all of my Doctor Who figures, and then I have to put Peter Capaldi up, and it's really awkward because he's the only one that's that size.
Yeah, no, that's right.
And I've got all of the others. I could have Matt Smith in that size, and I could have David Tennant in that size, but I don't have David Tennant in that size. I don't think they've got Tom Baker in that size.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing your figure adventure with us.
Yes, thank you.
Big Adventure, yeah, big review. That probably brings us to a close for this week's show, doesn't it? So what will we be reviewing next week?
Well, next week we'll be reviewing the 11th Doctor episode, Let's Kill Hitler.
Okay, well we look forward to seeing you then.
We won't have a Tom Baker figure home, and we'll have a merchandise review. And if you have anything to say about the show or about anything in Doctor Who recently, then please comment below.
And also, if you've got any thoughts on the Leisure Hive, do you agree with our rating of it? Do you think it's better or worse?
Comment below. You can't see my hand.
Yeah.
So, wrong
Okay.
way. And eat these jelly babies.
So see you later.
See you later. Bye.